Welcome to Living Your Life. I'm your host, Kier Spates. A lot of y'all know me as Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. My co-host is Dr. Corey Hebert, an emergency room physician for over 25 years, and he is the chief medical officer at Dillard University. Dr. Hebert, we have launched Living Your Life, man, and the show is starting to make a lot of noise.
Man, look, this thing is taking off because you know why? Because you know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And the people that we bring on here bring something that no one has ever seen. Background, information, all types of just stuff that they need to know about sickle cell. So it's taking off. It's
Oh
taking
yeah,
off.
I know, but Dr. Hebert, I'm just talking about not just locally, but globally.
Global.
I'm talking about everybody talking about this show, Dr. Abed. They all
Yeah.
down in the Congo talking about this show. You think I ain't lying? They all down in France talking about this show. This show came
Yes,
up
they
over
are.
dinner in Greece. They got this show everywhere.
Everywhere. And guess
Yeah,
what?
man.
It's going to get bigger because we getting bigger. And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
we bringing the pain. We bringing
Yeah.
the pain and
And
we stopping the pain too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And then, my whole thing is, Dr. Abed, I just want everybody to know that we are serious about this.
Yeah.
We have fun and everything, but we're absolutely serious about changing this whole dynamic of this landscape. And that's what we have the show for, because my guest on the show today has a degree in public health. She is the Sickle Cell Outreach worker at Newark Beth Israel Medical Center in New Jersey. She serves as a liaison between healthcare providers, communities, social services, and other healthcare professionals in the sickle cell disease community. Please welcome to Living Your Life, one only, Miss Taylor Marshall. You the one and only, girl. I don't know
Give it
another
up.
Taylor Marshall. I
TM.
think it.
What's up, TM?
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having me. I am so
Yeah.
happy to be here. And I just know that this podcast is going to do some big things for the sickle cell community. So thank you. I'm excited.
Oh, you're so welcome. Because I'm telling you, you only TM I know. Only you and Trademark. The only two ones I know.
I was it, TM, baby.
Yeah, that's Tim. That's all we know. We just thank you for taking the time to come on here, because outreach is a very, very complicated process.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with so many different people in our whole family of sickle cell people. I mean, it's just a lot. But I just want to know right off the bat, what shocks you the most about the lack of sickle cell care? What really gets you going?
Well, honestly, a lot of things shock me, okay? But what
Start
shocks
at
me
one.
the most, I think, is the lack of physicians who really understand sickle cell disease and pain management. So, like, even in a busy metropolitan area, like this area, like New Jersey, New York, I've heard
Yeah.
some crazy stories from people with sickle cell about going to the emergency room and doctors asking, so how long have you had this disease, right? Or when did you acquire sickle cell disease? Like it just popped up overnight, right? So can you
Right.
believe it? And so that just
Hold a minute. Hold on, Taylor. You asking, can I believe it?
Kier,
I'm sitting over here with sickle cell. Can you believe it? Can I?
Kier, what?
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, these doctors do not know, nor do they care enough to find out, and that's what we got to change.
And that's the craziest part about this, Dr. Hebert and Ms. Marshall, that I'm starting to see a pattern here. There's a pattern that is developing here about the lack of care that we receive. Now, I've already known it. I'm just looking for a great story. I'm tired of all the stories being about how we don't get the right care. Is there anybody we could call, anybody we know who actually receive great care? It's just the fact that we have to have people like Ms. Marshall to outreach and advocate for us.
Yeah. Now, Miss Marshall, let me ask you a quick question. You are the cog. You are the nidus. You are the force. Without a you, nobody gets anything. And that they have lots of yous across the country. What do you think the most important job that you do? Because the issue is, without you coordinating this stuff, people don't get transportation. They don't get their medicine. They don't get the diagnosis. They don't get anything. What's your most important thing?
So my most important thing, and I focus on this every single day, is identifying the barrier, right? I probably say the word barrier at least 5 times a day. And so if a patient misses their appointment, like we don't just let it go, because that's how people get lost in the system, right? So like you said, I find out, is it transportation? Is it childcare? Is it food insecurity? Like what can we do to help you get here and adhere to your treatment plan. So I'm always looking for the barrier and looking for solutions so that none of our patients fall off and get lost. And then we'll see them a year later in the emergency room.
So at this hospital, I mean, because I just want to know, how many sickle cell patients are you working with as you're coordinating all these things for? How many of them, how many patients are in your program, be honest with
So I am very proud to say that the Frederick B. Cohen Cancer and Blood Disorder Center at Newark Beth Israel has the largest sickle cell program in New Jersey. And so in our adult program, we have 338 adult patients. And then in our pediatric program, we have about 596 child's
you?
patients. So we have a lot and counting because we're always receiving new ones like almost every day, about weekly.
Oh, that's great. So
That's
you
a
have,
lot of people.
that's a lot of people to be taken care of for sickle cell.
Yeah.
And when you say like community outreach, what does that look like for you guys?
So, community outreach is a lot of fun. I think that's the most fun part of my job. So, that's when I go out into the community. I'm usually in areas like Newark or Irvington, New Jersey. Those are areas with large Black populations. And I just go out and spread sickle cell awareness. And so, I usually have a table with lots of free things on it. And, you know, everyone likes gifts.
Oh, she
Yeah.
said my word.
Right?
Look, I don't go shopping unless my boy Clarence Saleh is there. You call him Clarence Sale, I call him Clarence Saleh.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm like, look, if it's free, it's for me. Okay. So once they get to the table, then I start talking to them about sickle cell. And I really like to put an emphasis on trait testing, especially for the younger crowd. And so, like last month, I did a college fair, which was perfect for me because that's like the age range that I'm targeting. And then now that it's getting warm out, I'm going to be going to a lot more events. I have a long list of things coming up. And I think that the most exciting one is probably Sounds of the City. So that's a big festival that we have every year in Newark. And I'll be out there every Thursday night representing for sickle cell. So community outreach is a big deal. And then here at the hospital at Beth Israel, we have our annual Alma Beatty Health Fair in September. So I'll be out there as well.
You stay busy.
But let me tell you something. You touched on something that's really important to me. Trait, right? People don't know. Doctors that have gone through medical school. This is actually true, Kier. This is the only time I give the doctors a little bit of a break. Doctors that went through medical school have no idea that trait can kill you because we were not taught that. Mm-hmm. And once you get out of residency, you don't really learn this kind of stuff anymore. So if you're a hematologist, you know that. So trait is so important. Black men are dying. Hispanic men are dying and women are dying from sickle cell trait. And we got to get that word out there. So that testing that you're doing, that's making a big difference. And I really applaud that.
Thank you. I think trait testing is a big deal because, as we know, about 1 in 12 Black people in America have the trait. And now that's a lot of people. But the problem... Oh, go ahead.
No, I said that's 4 million people. Go ahead.
Yes, that's a lot of people. And then the thing is, most people don't know what sickle cell is, so why would they get tested for the trait, right? But we need to know our status, especially the young people of childbearing age. And even with our young kids in the pediatric unit, for the ones who are 17 and up, I talk to them about partner trait testing. So since they have sickle cell disease, I say it's not even an option for your partner to be tested for the trait before you decide to have children so that you can make an informed decision, rather than just rolling the dice. So I'm big on trait testing for sure.
Well, Ms. Marshall, let me ask you a question. The test is already done on all these people. It's a law that it's already done. So do you think that we could put a registry together? I'm trying to get this registry together, but what will we do so that instead of having to do the trait testing, why can't we just get all the results because the test is already done? See, it's like so much, it's so redundant. But there's no other way to do it right now. I don't know what else to do.
So you're saying, like, why go back in there when we already got the answers?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I,
Right.
I feel the same way. I ask
Mhm.
about that all the time. And, we're like, how come nothing is being done? Let's put together a registry and an app or something that we could pull up, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Right.
I'm working on it. I just want to hear what your thoughts on it, because we got to get that done, because even though there's one of you around the whole United States, there are places where they don't have a you,
Yeah.
and they just can't get testing. They don't know anything about it, and it's causing problems big time. Big time.
Right. I
You know,
agree.
Ms. Marshall, let me ask you this, Ms. Taylor. What are some of the challenges that you do face in your neck of the woods up there in Newark? Like, what is it when dealing with sickle cell? What do you what I'm talking about from your professional standpoint, working in the hospital? The challenges, is it funding? Is it what is it that you have to really fight for these patients?
Challenges that we face. We're funded by a grant. So, we have a bit of money to spend on our patients. I think that one of the big challenges we face are sometimes a patient might get lost. We have appointments scheduled for them. I might try my hardest to reach out, and I try to do everything but pulling up to their house. If I could, I would.
Right.
I think that might be one of our biggest struggles right now is just a handful of patients who wind up not showing, and then it's really hard to get them back. And then next time we see them, we'll be in the emergency room.
That'd be how you find them.
So,
That's how.
Well, let me ask a question, Ms. Marshall. What keeps you going? What keeps you going? Because I'm telling you, this is like the myth of Sisyphus. You just roll that boulder to the top of the cliff, and then right when you get to the top, it just roll right back down. And you gotta. What keeps you going? Because sometimes I get very frustrated, because sometimes people don't want to help themselves because they've been beat down for so long. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? They won't help, but they just so tired of fighting. So
no. I
how you keep going?
understand. One of the things that always motivates me every single month is our support group. And so I have to tell you, every month we have a pretty good turnout. Like sometimes it's a large group, sometimes it's a more intimate one. But what keeps me going are the stories that I hear in support group. Like one time, I'll tell you, I left with such a heavy heart and I felt like I had to get creative. And so I try to think outside the box. This is why I reached out to you, Junior, and the podcast. And I'm trying to, just open our patients' eyes to see that there is more. I have contacted a music therapist to come and do a session for support group. I have found an integrative health specialist to come and offer aromatherapy and do some guided meditation for our support group. So
Hey, I'll tell you right now. Wait a minute. I think I need to come down to the hospital. All this.
Yeah,
come,
exactly.
come.
You can do a live remote, like on Sunday morning.
Yeah, ain't no aromatherapy in there. There ain't no violinist playing for us. This a
Look,
lot.
look.
Y'all got way too much money. Way too much.
Here.
Y'all
We
need to
need
start
to do.
sharing.
Remember, like on Saturday they used to do a live remote at Soul Train Fashions, where everybody would come out, the radio would come. We need to do a live remote out there, and then because they're giving away free stuff,
No,
and they got aromatherapy.
yeah, but a violinist to soothe my sickle cell. Let me say something. Y'all doing way too much now. Now y'all doing way too much. That's outreach. That's outreach. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Y'all outreaching.
You know what that's called? You should change it from outreach to clout reach.
Cloud,
That's what they
Y'all
do.
got clout.
Yeah,
Y'all moving things. Y'all
cloud
moving
reach.
things.
I mean, look, we're trying to expand, and I'm really trying to take this program to the next level. And we're trying to stay culturally relevant because
Sure.
if I'm not interested, why would our patients be interested in doing something? So I'm trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it interesting, and I'm just trying to offer something new. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic. If you did have to give some good advice to somebody who may be feeling down about the outreach in their community they're doing, what would you say to them?
Some good advice. Well, you can always connect with our local community-based organization. They are called the Sickle Cell Association of New Jersey. We refer to them as SCANJA. Now, they have a virtual support group, and it's very successful. And so if anyone is looking for support anywhere around the country, they can always go onto the Sickle Cell Association of New Jersey website and look for that link and go on their support group. And then you can get connected with us that way because we work very closely with that organization. So that is some advice that I can give to anyone out there because, support groups are uplifting. I think it's good to be around other people who are going through similar struggles as you.
Well, Ms. Taylor, let me say this, though. On a virtual support group, I can't smell no aromatherapy. So what I'm going to say to you is I'm challenging anybody out there that has a CBO, anybody out there across the country. This is a beacon. This is a benchmark for what your support group needs to be doing in person. So please, if you don't have aromatherapy, talk to us and talk to her, and maybe we can get you some. But let's try to get it done. Get it done.
Yeah. You know what, Taylor Marshall, we want to thank you for being here. You are definitely the cog that makes this whole thing turn. And we can't do this without you. We can't, because we need Taylor Marshalls everywhere because you're doing it from your heart and it's all your passion. We can tell from the interview today. I thank you. Dr. Hebert thanks you. Any last words you want to say before you go, Taylor?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And of course, you're more than welcome to come take a tour of our hematology center here at Newark, Beth, Israel. We'd love to have you. So thank you.
I would definitely come up there and see it. I'll be there. Dr. Hebert be there right there with me. We'll do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do road trips.
Yes, come anytime. We're here every day.
I'll walk right to that hospital. Hey, anybody? Hey, there? I'm looking for Taylor.
Where's TM? Where's the trademark?
Yeah. So we definitely love to come down. So Taylor, we want to thank you so much for coming on Living Your Life. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Miss Taylor Marshall. We appreciate you, Taylor. Keep doing your great work, girl.
Thank you.